The Just Lead Advancing Racial Equity Conference, hosted by New Detroit, brought together national and local speakers who provided compelling insights into racial equity and justice. Khary Fraiser, Detroit is Different, provides you conversations with some of the phenomenal guests, talking dismantling racism with collaborative solutions.
Bill Taubman at the Just Lead Conference.
Rolling. Detroit is Different here with Just Lead in the New Detroit Conference, talking about racial equity this year, but it's diversity, equity, and inclusion with Bill Taubman. Bill, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, all is well, all is well. So,
You got a great radio voice.
oh, thank you, man. I'm glad I've been, tinkering around since my Northwestern High School radio television days.
You're dating yourself, but go ahead.
Definitely. Somewhere Mr. Cthulhu around smiling after this. And the first question I have from your panel and what you were speaking about was being inclusive to allow businesses to be involved in the new developments of what you're doing. What partnership do you see businesses actually empowering and encouraging more equity amongst allies in business and welcoming in other businesses that may not necessarily be at that level to scale yet, but making sure that they're there and scaling up?
Well, in our business, the entry level is really specialty leasing, which are short-term deals that require very little capital to build. And so, in terms of our business, the way we reach out into the community is through specialty leasing, and we will provide all sorts of support in terms of the management of this stores, display. We'll provide all kinds of support services to help stores to be successful. And you see it at Great Lakes Crossing and at 12 Oaks, we have some of these stores. And it's a low capital, low threshold way of allowing people to try being in the brick and mortar retail business and seeing customers firsthand. And the one thing you get at a great shopping center is you get tons of traffic. So we generate lots of traffic, which allows people an opportunity to have exposure, which they otherwise can't get easily without spending a lot of money online. And they certainly can't get it in most street locations because very few street locations have the kind of traffic that we do within the malls.
And you spoke something directly into that. So if I'm one of those businesses
Right.
entering that mall, how does it empower to have a diverse group of business owners to share in that space and be a part of that space?
Well, we have a diverse customer base, so our goal is to provide a range of merchandise and quality of experience that attracts the greatest number of people. So our goal is to be able to address all the potential customers we have, and so by providing, but they're helping us as much as we're helping them, if that makes sense.
Okay, and that leads to definitely this question. Of the works of Taubman, what stands out as you saying, okay, this was something we did that added to racial equity, that was empowering, and we can grow upon this?
Well, I talked about Emerge with Color, which is something that we did, which I think provided a stage, if you wish, for Black, African American designers within Los Angeles, and that we got a lot of press for it and a lot of play for it, and I think a lot of interest around it. But we've done other things. We've reached out within different communities because we have a diverse customer base, some more than others. I mean, Fairlane, when we owned it, was quite diverse even back in the day. More diverse than, say, 12 Oaks. So different venues have different types of customers, and we attempt to really customize the merchandising selection in order to appeal to those customers. And that's why I say, for us, it's really about business. I mean, and given the demographic trends, we have to learn to accept and embrace a diverse customer base, or we'll be out of business because less than 50% of the customers will be classic, Caucasian customers within not that long a period of time. And we have markets like California that we're in, where over 50% of the customers are non-white today, whether Hispanic, African American, Asian, etc. But there's some variation in that.
And that definitely drives to this will be the last question. Your business portfolio puts you not just across the nation, but even across the world. What makes some of the racial equity challenges of this market of Metro Detroit, do you think, different than most places?
I don't know if it's different. I mean, I think, Detroit is one of the more racially segregated communities in America, but there are plenty of racially segregated communities in America. We deal, we have, we have diverse communities everywhere we are. And, I think one of the things about Detroit, frankly, is given our history with the 67 riots and some of the other disruptions, we've developed a community of interest together in facilities like New Detroit or organizations like New Detroit that facilitate cross-community contact and understanding, which help at moments of tension, etc. And God knows, over the years, we've had complex moments at Fairlane and other places where the shopping center as a community resource has been challenged because of political or other things going on within the community. But the one thing about Detroit is, I believe, the history has led us to a point where at least there's much better communication than there may be in other communities.